Lots of people are talking and writing about the passing of John Turner, but no one so far has talked about the impact he had upon Canadians. They might talk about when he was Prime Minister. Very few people know that when he was Justice Minister, he foresaw the days of big government and the days when people were going to need to have somebody in their corner dealing with government. He created the Federal Court of Canada, and he was also an exemplary Minister of Finance. Marc Kealey was a close friend of John Turner. They had lunch every week. He joins me right now because I want you to help Canadians understand John Turner. He was an amazing guy.
I need you to understand this. Every day from 1984 until he passed, he and I spoke. Every day. And I think it's important that people understand that I think I know John Turner better than most people.
I know you do.
And we were more than just political friends, I can tell you that.
Well, what would he talk about, though? He was big.
He was very big. He had a life that was larger than life, Stephen. Yes. He was a giant. And what's really troubling me is that people say he only served as Prime Minister for 79 days. Like, that's his legacy. I don't think people understand this, that before he was a parliamentarian in 1962, he was a great lawyer. It was his campaign in 1962 that brought computerization to his campaign. It was him when he was elected in 1962 who helped to fix the Columbia River Treaty with John Diefenbaker. It was him in 1968 when he was Minister of Justice who brought in legal aid, which was a paper that he produced in 1960 at the Kingston Conference. It was John Turner in 1972 who, when he was Minister of Finance, who did as much as he could to stop the work against the United States dollar, and you saw when he was chairman of the World Bank to do that. It was John Turner who balanced the budget in 1974 when he was Minister of Finance, and it was John Turner in the years that he was not in office, from 75 to 1984, who became an expert in governance. And when he was elected leader, he inherited a party that was broken, and he took 6 years to build it. And he not only built it, he set the stage for Jean Chrétien to become Prime Minister for 10 years. And when he was in what they call the asylum years or the wilderness years, the guy was doing stalwart work across this world. He was the guy that brought democracy to Ukraine. He was the guy that brought resilience and disaster response to the Caribbean through Jamaica. That is the legacy that John Turner, who is the humblest man on planet Earth, would never say himself that he needs to say, and that ought to be reflected in the curriculum in this country. And I say to teachers, stop looking at Wikipedia and start looking at the history books, because this guy's a living, breathing, teachable moment.
You're absolutely right. And just one of the stories that he told me was when he went to see the Shah of Iran. He was chair of the IMF.
Exactly.
And he went to see the Shah of Iran and said, we need some money.
That's right.
And he got the check.
He got the check. But he did that all over the globe.
Absolutely. Amazing stories. Marc Kealey, thanks very much for sharing those.
It's a pleasure.
You got it. Thanks for watching. Parliament is coming back. A lot of big public issues coming up, and we're going to be covering them all here. So please subscribe to the show. There's a button right up here on your screen.